Welcome to the Weekday Report for Friday, April 4th. I'm Tracy Pelishek. Here's a brief look at the news. A new study ranks Wisconsin worst in the nation for disparities in education and health outcomes between white and African American children. The study from the Annie E. Casey Foundation looks at dozens of factors in measuring the opportunities for children, from educational measures to the child welfare system to poverty. State Schools Superintendent Tony Evers has announced the formation of a statewide task force to address the achievement gap. Locally, Kenosha Unified Administrator Sue Savaglio-Jarvis said the district is working on a three-pronged approach, starting with the creation of a strong district-wide curriculum. The Kenosha man who was killed in Racine on Saturday was not shot in the head as originally stated in official records. The Racine County District Attorney's Office on Thursday said early versions of the criminal complaint filed against Christopher S. Brown incorrectly stated the location of the gunshot wound. The 23-year-old Brown is charged with shooting 21-year-old DeLondon Ratliff. The DA said he is not releasing the location of the wound. State Representative Tod Ohnstad will seek another term in the Assembly. The first-term Kenosha Democrat made his announcement Thursday at a UAW Local 72 retirees meeting. Ohnstad, who was an elected union official for many years while he worked at American Motors and Chrysler, said while he is now serving in the state assembly, he will never forget that he was first elected on the assembly line. Retro is all the rage for a student group at Tremper High School. Jesse Tuttle has the story.
Vintage Vinyl at Tremper High School is an after-school club for students to share their appreciation for music produced on records. The club was started last year by advisor Jeremy Caldfell. The group began with just one student at its first meeting, but has since grown into a steady attendance of about 15 people or more. Their common appreciation for the sound records produce is something club members say is like being in the front row of a concert. They connect with the music on a deeper level, often saying they can feel the passion behind the songs and are hearing it the way it was meant to be heard. For the Kenosha News, I'm Jesse Tuttle.
The Wilmot girls soccer team scored a pair of second-half goals in a 2-0 win against Milwaukee Ronald Reagan on Thursday at Frank Bucci Field. Here's Dave Marin with the story.
The Wilmot soccer team in white received goals from Marnie Destre and Rachel Slidowski in downing Milwaukee Ronald Reagan 2-0 in a non-conference game at Frank Bucci Field on Thursday night. After a scoreless first half, Destre, a midfielder, scored an unassisted goal in the 64th minute. Slidowski capped the scoring 4 minutes later off an assist from Devin Coleman. David Marin, Kenosha News.
What's trending today? Sunday, the Kenosha News will commemorate a half-century of our all-county basketball team with a look back at the honor. Who's the best high school basketball player you've ever seen? Let us know on our Facebook page. Up next is Bill Guida in Library Park with this week's Fix It feature.
Some 32 years ago, the Kenosha Area Vietnam Veterans Organization placed engraved granite markers in Library Park honoring Captain David Leet and Staff Sergeant James Van Bendegam, two local men listed as POW MIAs during the Vietnam War. Van Bendegam went missing during ground action with the Army in 1967. Leet, a Marine Corps fighter pilot, was shot down in 1972. Neither man's fate was ever determined definitively. All the more reason for Rich Bowker and fellow KAVV members concerned when they arrived March 29th for their annual Vietnam Veterans Day tribute and found the low-lying granite markers all but sunken from sight. The group dug them out enough to render the markers visible. A few days later, Bowker called City Hall. In less than 24 hours, Park Superintendent Jeff Warnock dispatched a crew to rectify the problem. Even before Fix-It showed up, the memorials, edged by freshly placed black soil, had been restored to their rightful places atop the turf below trees the city planted 2 decades ago as living tributes to Sergeant Van Bendegam and Captain Leet. This is Bill Guida reporting for Fix It and your Kenosha News.
Thanks, Bill. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. Joe Ward is updating efforts to turn the downtown Virginia Towers into a senior apartment complex. And Jeff Zampanti has this week's Sunday Choice feature, a look at cold cases in Kenosha County. Pick up a copy of Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Tracy Pelishek with the Weekday Report.